In this video, I'll share with you how to cut and sew an inseam side pocket. So you would want to keep on watching. My name remains Olivia. So let's get right into this video. I'm going to take out my front. I'm going to mark 2 inches starting from the side inward, and this is the point where you determine the width of your pocket. Okay, so you can use averagely 7 or 7.5. I'll make use of 7.5. Tilt my tape like this and mark 7.5 inches. I'll mark in from the side 1 centimeter or half inch like this, and then I'll connect them together. Notch in like this, you see, and also notch in from the waist like this. So this will help us create our pocket. So this is my piece of fabric. I have 1 to unfold. The width of my pocket is going to be 8 inches. So from the folded edge, I'll mark 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to place it this way. And I'm also going to place my front piece on it. What I'm going to do is to gauge the pocket with my hip or crotch line like this. Okay, they have to be the same. By aligning the crotch and the hip together with my straight edge of pocket here, you could see that the half inch I took off from my center front is reflecting on the pocket, and also the 1 inch I took off from the side of my front is also reflecting on the pocket. Just as you cut the short, it has to reflect on your pocket. Okay, you do not cut a rectangular piece for your pocket and then you start joining together. I'll go ahead to cut the excess I have around. So having done that, the 7.5 inches knot I have here, I'll transfer it to my pocket bag and also knot. Okay, I'll knot the center here, and then the 2 inches knot is here. I'll mark down 1.5 inch. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to just use my free hand and curve in such a way that it connects into the 1.5 inch. I've cut out a piece of violin. It's about 2 inches. I'm also going to cut it into 2. I'm going to head over to my ironing space, fuse my violin along my notches. Okay, I'm going to place it this way. I'm going to re-notch into previous notches. The violin has sealed it, so I'm going to notch it again. Press in these notches like this, and then you have your crease line. This is my right side, so this is the wrong side of my pocket. Very important to mark them, especially if you can't identify the wrong side and the right side. What I'm going to do is to place my fabric first wrong side facing. You can see the marks, right? I'll pin it in place. Stitch about 1/4 inch, and whatever I do to this piece of pocket, I'll repeat the same thing to the other. I've gone ahead to stitch, and this is how it looks. I'll trim off the 1/4 inch a bit in, notch this corner, so when I turn it inside out, it will lay nicely. Okay, remember we started stitching wrong sides facing. Okay, so I'm going to turn it inside out, so you could see my wrong side outside now, and then my right side inside. Okay, you need the right side to be inside at the end of the day. This method is called French seam. So what we are going to do is to top stitch, but I'll first press the edge of my pocket, and then after pressing, I'll take it to the machine and stitch about 1/4 inch. Okay, this way. Now if I turn it inside out, it is hard to see the rough side. This is my crease line with my 1/2 inch inward like this. This is my front piece, and this is the side. This is also the side of my pocket, and this is also the right side. So I'll match them together. Obviously here is the wrong side, and I can also see my notches, so I'll meet my notches and pin them. This is my notch here. I'll locate it and pin. That means the other side of my pocket bag is away. Do you see here? I'm going to head over to the machine and I'll stitch a little below my notch. Okay, this is my notch. I'll stitch like this, and then instead of stitching right on my crease line, I'll stitch about 1/4 inch away from that line. I'm going to stitch inwardly like this, stitch, and then go in this way. We are going to maintain it this way, but we will stitch the sides together. Just to keep it in place. Okay, so since I've stitched this corner, I'm going to notch it. I'm going to flip this excess that I have here towards the pocket bag. This is my pocket bag, and then I'm going to make my under stitch. Okay, I'll stop right here, and also I'm going to top stitch on this excess so it sticks onto the pocket bag. So I can turn in this way and just make my top stitch. The fact that this excess is fraying, if you have a serger or a knitting machine beside you, you can just serge it before you make your top stitch, okay, to prevent this rough edge from staying this way. This is still my 2 inches notch. I'm not going to temper with it, I'm just going to maintain it this way. I've gone ahead to give it a good press. I'm going to make a top stitch. So here is my top stitch. So all I'm going to do is to pick the other side of the pocket bag. This is the knot, and meet it with the edge like this. I'm also going to pin here. So what I'm going to do is tuck here, and then top stitch the waistline in place. Okay, here is also another way of sewing an inseam side pocket. So here is my pocket with my 2 inches notch as well as my pocket depth, and this is my pocket bag. I'll place one side of the pocket bag to meet the side of the trouser. Here is my pocket bag. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to pull 1/4 inch above the main trouser waistline like this. and then still match the notches, pin it in place. I'll go ahead and stitch away from the crease line just like we did earlier. I'll notch the corner here, and you can as well trim off the excess. That is if your material is thick. Okay, I'll go ahead and stitch the side in place, and after doing this, I'll flip this same side to the pocket bag. I usually like to flip to the other side and make a top stitch. Okay, just keep the excess onto the pocket bag. Then I'll go ahead and make an under stitch on my pocket bag again. Okay, this same procedure is the same as what we did earlier. Now after under stitching, I'll go ahead and make a top stitch, and here is what I have. For the first procedure, you realize that we made the pocket bag first before attaching it to the side of the trouser. Okay, this was just a way for you to have an understanding, basic understanding about pocket. Now this is what I have, and I want to show you the difference between the first pocket and this recent one. All right, so if you study closely inward around the waistline, there is one part of the pocket bag which is not so close to the waistline, and so this is the difference I am talking about. So looking at the waistline of this trouser, the pocket bag definitely aligns with the waistline of the trouser, and I believe you can see that. Okay, so there is no way there will be a shift, right? So what I'm going to do is to locate the center notch of the pocket bag. Okay, just place it well to make sure everything aligns. Okay, so now I'm going to flip my pocket like this, wrong sides facing. The wrong side is the white part. I'll go ahead and stitch with 1/4 inch, trim off excess, turn it inside out. So this is how it looks like. The rough side goes inward. I'll go ahead and make another top stitch, and this is called a French seam, right? So here is the wrong side and here is the right side. I can hardly see the rough side showing. So all I'm going to do is to tack the waistline in place, as well as the side here. Tack it in place and also tack the top in place. So basically the aim of this video is to help you understand how to stitch a side seam pocket, and I hope I did that. Okay, I give you a good understanding. All right, first you can decide to prepare your pocket bag before attaching, or you can go ahead and go through step by step before working on your pocket bag finally, if that makes sense. But I hope you enjoyed watching and learning with me. Thank you so much for watching. Help me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and do share. Let me know what you'd also want me to continue doing and what you would like me to change in this sewing journey with me. And yeah, I want to use this opportunity to thank you for subscribing and sticking to this channel. Thank you once again for tuning in. See you in the next one.